Yo, listen, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Welcome back to Hot Topics TV. So we all know by now that Young Thug, along with Gunna turned himself in yesterday, and a host of other people or associates have been arrested and on an indictment, a sweeping indictment, by the way, and they are now charged, sitting incarcerated as we speak. I seen somebody say, yo, I'm praying for Thugger because I know he's going through withdrawals right now, you know, because he's used to having things his way. Young, making a whole lot of money, you know, sipping some lean, smoking weed whenever you feel like it. You become addicted to that stuff without even knowing it. I heard one person say rich people aren't considered drug addicts or crackheads because they could spend the money that's required to get them high, so they'll never be dirty. They'll never be out in the streets sucking dick for crack, right? Because their money is long. It's when people are broke and they get hooked on certain drugs that you see the ugly side of the drugs. Rich people, they stay on the drug. When their teeth start to break, they go make a dental appointment. They put in fresh veneers. They do, you know what I mean? So they don't look like the crackhead type. They're not walking around panhandling, begging people for money. So Thugger is that. Thugger was rich, but he's addicted to certain things in his life. Being locked up behind bars, you're going to go through the withdrawals. But I want to tell you something else, though, because somebody else told me that, hey, man, everything is behind bars. All the drugs and whatever the hell you want out here is in there too. I don't know how good his connect's gonna be to get him all that stuff, but I don't even know why we talking about that. Let's talk about the extra charges, because we already know that he was arrested and he was a part of the indictment that's seen all the others swept up. And now the news is saying that Young Thug has been charged with additional crimes after a raid happened at his Buckhead mansion. The rapper, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, was originally indicted on the Rico and gang charges. Before I go any further, I'm going to say this, because it seems like a lot of people don't want to say it. I see free the guys, free my dog, free Young Thug, he didn't do nothing. You know, people on social media saying all kinds of stuff, but that's social media for you. Hear me out. I'm going to be the first to say it. I don't think Thugger is coming out no time soon, my friend. He's going to do some time. Even if he doesn't do a long, extended period of time, he is going to do some time. He's going to have to give some years up to the system. They want him bad, okay? They want him bad. And they want some other people that's around him really bad, but they want him bad. See, if you know about YFN Lucci and his situation and the beef with Thugger and YSL, those are two blood sets. YSL and YFN are two blood sets, and according to the authorities, we're talking about two blood sets that's been fucking up Atlanta. They've been doing a whole lot of dirt in the streets, and they got to get them up out of there. Now, if you look at it closely, what you have is two very successful rappers who are the head of both of these organizations. You have YFN Lucci, that's the head of YFN, and then you have YSL, which Thugger is the head of. Now, they're saying that that's a gang that's masquerading as, or hidden as, a record company slash recording entity, artist management, all that other stuff within the industry. And that's not what the law is saying. The law is saying that this is a criminal organization that's been at war with another criminal organization. And you got some people out here that's saying YFN Lucci is talking. He telling. A part of even Young Thug's indictment has it in there that he put out a hit. He put out a hit on YFN Lucci, man. And had YFN Lucci stabbed up behind bars. They stabbed YFN Lucci behind bars. They was trying to kill him back there. Now, I don't know how they know this, but you know, people talk. A lot of these people who said they're solid, they're 100, they don't never snitch, they won't never fold. That's what they say until they sitting in that place. You understand? So I don't know. Maybe they got to the person who they contracted to do the stabbing, and he said, hey, this an order that came from outside. You know, it came from the head of YSL, the rapper named Young Thug, blah, blah, blah. People are telling, and it seems like law enforcement has a pretty good handle on a whole lot of information. Now, as far as Thugger goes, 7 more charges were added to him after authorities raided his home, and they found all kinds of stuff. They found guns, they found drugs. He has now also been charged with possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute. He has now been charged with possession of a Schedule C, Schedule 5, Schedule 4 controlled substance with intention to distribute. I guess because of the amount that they found, they're like, nah, this ain't for personal use. And probably the way in which it was found, they probably found scales back there. They probably found some evidence like it was broken down and bagged out, you know, to sell it in smaller portions. So it's looking like this is for distribution, right? So with the intent to distribute, again, possession of a sawed-off shotgun, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and other charges related to criminal street gang activities, according to records from the Fulton County Jail. Now, according to documents that were obtained by Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Wynn, at the time of Thugger's arrest, Thugger was in possession of 20 bottles of what's called YSL slime drink. The slime drink contains THC, 1,299 grams of marijuana, 31 bottles of promethazine, codeine syrup, a Schedule 4 controlled substance, a Glock 305, a Glock 30S 45 caliber firearm, a Glock 357 firearm, a FN 57 firearm, a Glock 19 9mm firearm, a Smith & Wesson M&P firearm, and a fully automatic Glock 45 9mm handgun with an extended magazine with a converter switch in it. Now I'm going to tell you about the converter switch. If you don't know, we call that the chip. You know what I mean? You can race out the whole clip like it's fully automatic out of that Glock. So it's been modified. The charges in this week's indictment date back to 2013. And Young Thug is one of 28 people alleged Young Slime Life or YSL gang members, including in a sweeping indictment that accused the group of participating in criminal gang activities. Williams' attorney, Brian Steele, says that his client is innocent of the charges against him. He says, I'll tell you, the response to any allegation is that he committed no crimes whatsoever, and I'll fight to my last drop of blood to make sure that he is free. Now, Gunna, whose real name is Sergio Kitchens, Gunna was also named in the indictment, and he turned himself into police early on Wednesday. Gunna's attorney emailed the news house, the news reporter Winnie, saying that in parts that Mr. Sergio Kitchens, who is known as Gunna, is innocent, and the indictment falsely portrays his music as part of a criminal conspiracy. He went on to describe Gunna as an entertainer and a philanthropist and nothing more. So Gunna is claiming his innocence, but I could tell you this: Gunna is going to have to give up some names, speak on something, say something, or else they're going to hit him with that guilty by association shit. And when they hit you with that guilty by association shit, it's basically them saying in a courtroom, man, look, you knew what was happening around here. All along you knew what was happening, and you might not have pulled the trigger. You might not have participated in a robbery or in a shakedown or in certain activities, but you were probably present when some of the stuff was taking place, when some of the stuff was going down. You did not call 911. You did not say, I don't want to be a part of this. You were very much a part of it, and you earned money with this gang. What they're going with, that whole racketeering charge and all that, what they're looking at them as is all this street money that you guys are making. You're laundering that money and saying that it's done through record sales and shows, something legal, instead of how you're really getting the money, which is distributing these drugs and running these criminal enterprises. This is going to be very interesting to see this play out over time. Everybody's bond has been denied. They can't get out. They're sitting in there, and they're going to probably have them sit there until they go to trial. Now, if anything goes different from that, then that's just what it is. But I firmly believe that Thugger is going to have to do some time. And I firmly believe that Gunna is probably going to have to do some time. And if he ain't doing no time, he's probably going to have to speak up and tell on who he didn't want to tell on. Say stuff he didn't want to say. But let's see how this goes. Hey, man, listen. Let's close this video like this. You see all these people out here? They gas you up. They make you feel like what you're doing is all right. And then when the shit hits the fan, forget your fans, because you're left alone to face the consequences, my friend, which is exactly what we're seeing happen here, right? So you have all these people out here talking about, yeah, free the guys, free the guys. Not one of these persons will be checking on Thugger's children to find out how they doing, because the main breadwinner of the family is no longer here. Not one of these people will be out here riding with you. The new hot wave comes along, they'll jump on the new hot wave. They'll become fans of the new hot wave. Within a year or two, if they give you years behind bars, most of these people will forget that you even existed. Until these people get in trouble, you boost them up. And then when they get in trouble, you jump ship. That's what we do. That's how we do our own, right? I wish them all the best. I'll continue to watch this closely. And shout out to the OG, Ice-T. Ice-T said it like this. Ice-T said, it's easy to convince the streets that you are a gangster. Listen up. He said it's easy to convince the streets that you are a gangster, but it's hard to convince the feds that you are not. Take that with you. Do whatever you want to do with it. I'll catch y'all on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV. I'm out. Peace.